ahorita van a llamar a la lista de casos para ver en qué situación se encuentra su caso. Y después el juez va a llamar los casos que sean para que tengan un juicio. Si necesitan intérprete, por favor déjenos saber. Puede levantar la mano o abrir el micrófono y dejarnos saber si necesita intérprete.
You are in the virtual session of the Forest Park Municipal Court.
Usted está en la sesión virtual del Tribunal de Forest Park, del Tribunal Municipal.
You are either here as someone that's been charged with an offense or a witness or a police officer.
Usted está aquí porque simplemente lo han citado ya que tenga un cargo acá, sea un testigo o sea un agente de policía.
The prosecutor will be prosecuting the cases on behalf of the city of Forest Park.
Y el fiscal es el que se encuentra de procesar los casos por parte de la ciudad de Forest Park.
At your arraignment hearing, you entered a not guilty plea.
En la sesión donde usted estuvo aquí para la lectura de cargos, usted se declaró no culpable.
If you intend to continue with your not guilty plea, you will have a trial either today or sometimes in the future based on the nature of your charge.
Si usted se declaró no culpable, usted va a tener un juicio tanto sea ahorita o más adelante de acuerdo a la índole de su cargo.
What is important to the court is that you understand your rights.
Lo que es importante para el juez es que usted entienda sus derechos.
First and foremost, you are presumed innocent.
Primero y principal, usted tiene una presunción de inocencia.
You have the right to a trial.
Tiene derecho a tener un juicio.
And at that trial, you have the right to be represented by an attorney.
Y en ese juicio tiene derecho a ser representado por un abogado.
If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, this court will appoint one.
Si usted no puede contratar a su propio abogado, el juez le nombrará un abogado de oficio si usted califica.
During the trial, you have the right to present evidence and to refute any evidence that's offered by the city.
Durante el juicio tiene derecho a presentar pruebas, a refutar cualquier prueba que sea presentada por la ciudad.
You had the right prior to today to subpoena the attendance of witnesses and the production of documents.
Antes del día de hoy, usted tenía derecho a que le entregaran las pruebas y que citara a personas que fueran a testificar a su favor.
It's very important that you understand your rights.
Es muy importante que usted entienda sus derechos.
I'm going to ask everyone to type their name and their email address in the chat and direct it to Forest Park Municipal Court or FMC.
Quiero que todos escriban en el chat, escriban su nombre y su correo electrónico y lo ponen para que le llegue a donde dice FPC, Forest Park Municipal Court. Haga eso ahora.
Again, please type your full name and your email address in the chat and direct it to Forest Park Municipal Court.
Asegúrese de escribir su nombre completo y su dirección electrónica, su correo electrónico para que le llegue y lo pone para que llegue para Forest Park Municipal Court o el municipal de Forest Park.
The chat button is located at different places on your device, but usually it's at the bottom of the device. You'll see the word chat, C-H-A-T. Click on it, type in your full name, email address, and send it to Forest Park Municipal Court.
El botón para donde se encuentra el chat, es C-H-A-T y generalmente puede estar en cualquier parte de su aparato, pero generalmente está en la parte de abajo, se mueve el cursor. Así que apriete el botón que dice chat y luego escribe su correo electrónico y su nombre completo.
Because this is a virtual session, you will receive your plea form and all of your court filings through your email through DocuSign.
Debido a que esto es una corte, una sesión virtual, usted va a recibir todos los documentos y todo lo que tiene que ver con lo que tenga que ver con su caso, lo va a recibir electrónicamente como DocuSign.
Please ensure that you provide the accurate email address and please ensure that you respond and check your emails regularly.
Asegúrese de que usted pone el correo electrónico debido y que usted chequee el correo electrónico regularmente.
You should receive the documents no later than tomorrow, and please respond to the court by signing the plea form, evidencing your respective plea.
No, va a recibir los documentos a más tarde mañana. Asegúrese, por favor, de devolver los documentos que recibe, firmarlos y de chequear cómo se va a declarar para que devuelva todos estos documentos a la secretaria del tribunal.
Those who change their plea to guilty or nolo, your case will be resolved without a trial. prior to the calling of the trials for today.
Las personas que se declaren no lo culpables se va a resolver su caso ahora aquí, antes de que pasemos a los juicios. Primero se van a tomar los nolos y los culpables, y luego se va a hacer, se van a tomar los casos que se declaren no culpables.
If we can go ahead and I will call the calendar to see who's here.
Voy a llamar la lista de casos para ver quién se encuentra acá.
Is Alexandra Cortez and her attorney of record, Attorney Giesling, on the call?
Yes, Your Honor, we're here.
All
Yes,
right,
right here.
good. I'm gonna let you all pre-trial that matter with the prosecutor, okay?
Okay, and I think he was chatting with me, and I think we've come to negotiation. I do need to speak with my client about it, though.
That'll be fine, thank you. Next on the calendar is Cameron Carter. Cameron Carter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jamie Steinhaus for Cameron Carter. He should be on the call as well.
Yes,
All
I'm
right.
here.
Thank you. The prosecutor will speak with you about this matter, counsel, okay?
Okay, yes, I believe we have a negotiated plea agreement, but we can speak about it too.
Thank you. Jermaine Colquitt. Jermaine Colquitt. That is FTA. Janice Curitan. Shanice Curitan. That is FTA. Mark Harwell.
Here,
Mr. Harwell, what is your plea to the charge, sir?
not guilty.
All right, thank you. We will come back to you. Marcela Hernandez.
Marcela Hernández.
Marcela Hernandez. FTA. Angela Holloway,
I'm here.
what is your plea to the charge, young lady?
They're already pleading not guilty. I'm supposed to be going through a trial today.
Well, I need for you to repeat your plea, so thank you, all right?
Yes, sir.
Gabrielle Holman. Gabrielle Holman, after you have announced your plea, please turn your device back to mute. Gabrielle Holman. FTA. Chimdi Johnson,
Yes, sir.
what is your plea, sir?
No law.
Thank you. We'll come back to you. Sandra Logan,
I'm here, sir.
what is your plea, Ms. Logan?
No low.
Thank you. We'll come back to you momentarily.
Thank you.
David Lopez.
David López.
David Lopez. That is FTA. Montrez Metz. Montrez Metz. FTA. Carl Morgan. Carl Morgan. That is FTA. If you are a witness in any of these cases, please identify yourself as well. Terry Moss. Terry Moss. FTA.
Judge, I believe the witness was in the lobby on that case, if I'm not mistaken. Ms. Payton or Ms. Yates may be able to correct me on that one. So just to make a note to release the witness based on Judge Appear.
Okay, thank you. Alicia Rinder.
The witness in the lobby for the Angela Holloway case.
Okay.
Do we not have a witness on Moss? Somebody told me we had a witness on Moss.
Not in the lobby.
Okay.
I am a witnesses.
All right. I'm sorry, Judge. Go ahead.
All right, so the witness that you're referring to is on the Angela Holloway case. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
The next is Alicia Rinder. Alicia Rinder. FTA. Tamika Stalling has already been resolved. Brandon Starnes. Brandon Starnes. FTA. George Townsend.
Jason McClendon for Mr. Townsend. I'd like a pretrial with the city solicitor, please.
Thank you. Counsel, can you please identify your name again?
Jason McClendon, I've entry.
All right. All right, that matter will be pre-tried with the prosecutor. Is it Lerold Williams?
Yes, sir.
Sir, what is your plea to this charge?
Nolo, not guilty.
Which one? Nolo means that you are accepting responsibility for the sentence. Not guilty means I did not do it and I'd like to have a trial. So what is your plea?
Well, Nolo.
Nolo?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And lastly, on the calendar, which is not our red speed calendar, Jarvis Wright.
Okay, good morning, Joyce Neal from Mr. Wright, and we are both present. I'd like to have a pretrial.
Okay, this matter will be pretrial. Thank you, Attorney Mills.
Thank you.
All right. So let me go back through the calendar and go through those that have entered a NOLO plea. For those that are here for red speed, as soon as we conclude the municipal calendar, we will deal with the red speed cases. So please hold on. So the first case at the court, if we could go ahead and stick all the attorney matters, make those available for the prosecutor so he can pre-try those cases. The first case I will go to is Chimdy Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson, my understanding you're entering a NOLO plea to this charge, sir?
Yes, sir.
You understand by entering into the NOLO plea that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Sir, do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you entering into this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And sir, do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the plea?
Yes, sir.
Sir, do you have any questions you'd like to ask the court?
No, sir.
Judge Freeman?
Is he eligible for a NOLO plea, Ms. Yates?
No, sir, he's not. He used the last one earlier this year, March 2021.
And what was the charge?
For the NOLO plea that he entered previously?
Yes.
Or improper erratic lane change. That was in 2021.
So, Mr. Johnson, you're not eligible for a NOLO plea, sir. You'd have to do a guilty or a not guilty. Do you understand that?
Yes. Can I have a question?
What is your question?
Yes. Can I pay for this and without getting on my record?
There's no way for you to do that, sir. This is going to go on your record.
And what's the point?
The points are 3. You will get no more than 3 points for this. Do you understand that? You want me to come back to you?
No, sir. So can I have time to pay it?
Well, we haven't gotten to that yet because first I need to know your plea. You're not eligible for a NOLO, so do you want to change your plea to guilty or to not guilty, sir?
To guilty.
All right. Do you understand that by entering into the guilty plea that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
And sir, do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you entering into this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Sir, the court will accept your guilty plea. The fine amount is $175. Can this be paid in 2 weeks or do you need a longer period of time?
Longer period.
All right, sir. In that case, you will be placed on probation for 12 months and your probation will end the moment this is paid. Do you understand that?
Can I do it in 2 weeks?
Excuse me?
Can I pay in 2 weeks?
If you're going to pay this in 2 weeks, do you understand that?
Yes,
All
sir.
right, sir, you will be given 2 weeks to pay. Have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
Yes, sir.
All right, can we confirm that, Ms. Yates?
One moment.
And if we are able to confirm it, Mr. Johnson, you will receive your plea
got
form,
it.
your 2-week
Okay.
agreement. You said he has?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Johnson, you will receive your plea form and your 2-week agreement through the chat, through your email. Please respond and enter a guilty plea. Send that back immediately and make sure that you've satisfied this fine amount within 2 weeks. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you can disengage from the call and thank you.
All right.
Your Honor, may I make
Yes.
an announcement about
You
who
certainly can.
¿Hay alguna persona que necesita intérprete? Por favor, déjenos saber ahora. There's no response, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You can be.
They raised their
Thank you.
hand.
Oh, wait a minute. Who is that?
Yeah. Yeah, you may just want to hold on.
Perdón,
Estoy
¿cómo
aquí
se
por me llamo Víctor Francisco Morales, estoy aquí por ¿cómo se llama? De testigo por Marcela Hernández.
Okay, this is Victor Morales and I'm here as a witness for Marcela Hernandez.
Okay, let me get to that case.
Marcela Hernandez was a FTA.
Yeah, that's an FTA. So please explain to him that Marcellus Hernandez was a failure to appear. Once action has been taken, he will be notified of the next court date.
Ok, señor Francisco, el caso que usted estaba aquí, que es de Marcela Hernández, no se presentó la persona, le van a decir nuevamente cuando usted pueda venir para que venga de nuevo, cuando le toque venir otra vez. Entonces, ahora, can he disengage, Your Honor?
Yes, he can.
Sí, ya se puede retirar porque la persona no está acá, pero esté pendiente para que cuando vuelvan a citar de nuevo.
Ok, gracias.
Ok, thank you. Okay.
Sandra Logan.
Sandra Logan, does she need an interpreter?
She does
Yes,
not.
Oh, okay.
I'm here.
Okay.
Ms. Logan, what is your plea to the charge?
Nolo.
All right, is Ms. Logan eligible for a no-low plea, Ms. Yates?
Yes.
Ms. Logan, do you understand that by entering into the no-low plea that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
And do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you're waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the plea?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Logan, your no-low plea will be accepted by the court. The fine amount is $175. Are you able to satisfy that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
Can I do it in 2 payments or do I have to do it all at one time?
You have to do it all at one time.
Okay, in 2 weeks?
Yeah, can you do it in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
No, I can do it in 2 weeks. Yes, sir.
Have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
Yes, sir.
Are we able to confirm that, Ms. Yates?
Yes, it's confirmed, sir.
All right, Ms. Logan, because that you will receive your plea form and your 2-week agreement through your email, please sign that and send it back immediately. And please satisfy the fine amount within the 2-week time period. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
Will I have any points on my record?
Because you tendered a no-low plea, the no-low plea will make this a non-pointable offense. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do
Thank
you
you.
have any other questions?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you. You can disengage from the call.
Okay, thank
Your Honor, I think we have another witness because I don't see her on the list. It's Ms. Dora Montano. She's raising her hand. Do you want me to ask her what she's
Yes,
here?
if you will please find out what case she's on.
Ok, señora Dora Montano, se activa su micrófono y nos dice para qué esta está aquí ahora presente.
Me llegó un citatorio como para el caso que tengo con David López como testigo, no sé.
Okay, I'm here for the case as a witnesses for David Lopez or David Lopez as a witness. I'm here for that case.
Okay, tell her that Mr. Lopez is in FTA status, and once action has been taken, she will be notified of the new court date.
Okay, el señor López se encuentra que no se presentó hoy, entonces falta de comparecencia, entonces cuando lo citen de nuevamente le van a dar otro citatorio a usted para que pueda venir de nuevo, ¿ok?
Ok.
Ok, so ya se puede retirar.
Ok, gracias.
Gracias. Your Honor, may I be excused? I don't see anybody else needing an
I
interpreter.
think so, yes.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Igualmente.
Igual.
Lerald Williams,
Okay.
Mr. Williams,
Yes, sir.
what is your plea to the charge of allowing someone to operate an unsafe vehicle, sir?
Nolo, not guilty.
We talked, not guilty means that you'd like to have a trial. Do you understand that? Nolo means that you're going forward with the plea and you're going to accept the sentence of the court. So they're two totally different things. Do you understand that?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yes.
So tell me, what is your plea to this charge?
Nolo.
Do you understand that by entering into the Nolo plea that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
And do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you entering into this plea freely and voluntarily?
Freely.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into this plea, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Yates, is he eligible for a Nolo plea?
Yes, he is.
All right. Sir, the court will accept your Nolo plea. The fine for this is $150. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you able to satisfy that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
I would say sometime this week.
So you are able to pay this in 2 weeks?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, are you here at the courthouse or have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
At the courthouse.
All right, they will provide you with your plea form and they will give you your 2-week agreement to sign before you leave. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
I was just curious. You were saying like I'm involved in injuring someone.
The charge that I have on the docket is operating or allowing the use of an unsafe.
Oh,
do you understand?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, if you will hold on, they will give you your plea form and your 2-week agreement. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, if you will just have a seat, they'll be right with you.
All right.
All right. That takes care of all of the Nolo pleas that I have. And I will allow the prosecutor to go ahead and pre-try the cases with the attorneys and let me know if there's any announcements. And then we will go to our red speed calendar.
Okay. Judge Freeman?
Yes.
Officer Edwards, defendant, they were FTA. May he be excused?
Yes, thank you. And thank you.
And then Officer Principe?
Can be excused. And who else? I'm sorry, Ms. Yates.
Officer Principe, his subject pled Nolo.
Yes, they can be excused as well. Thank you. Ms. Yates?
Yes, sir.
Let's call Mark Harwell and see if there's a witness here for that.
Okay.
Mark Harwell?
He's in the lobby.
Okay. Is there, this was not an accident, is that correct?
Yes,
This was not an accident, sir, is that correct?
correct.
All right, you've entered a not guilty plea to this charge, is that correct?
Yes,
All right, sir, we've just been informed that this officer is no longer with the city. So at this point, it's my understanding the city is going to dismiss this charge for warrant of prosecution. If they're able to locate the officer, they do have the right to reinstate the charge within the next 6 months. Do you understand that?
yes, sir.
All right, sir, as of right now, you are free to go. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
So dismiss, but they can bring it back.
Judge, if I may interrupt,
Yes.
On page 1 of the calendar, Cameron Carter, which was Ms. Steinhouse's client,
Yes.
that matter had already been negotiated with Ms. Military prior to her leaving. I instructed Ms. Steinhouse we're going to reset her for her to do a PIA and turn it in. She's going to forward me the negotiated plea that she had with Ms. Military for my review.
Okay.
But she did give me an email for us to email the new court date. And as long as she turns in the plea and abstention prior to that court date, then we'll take her off of the calendar for the next date.
Okay.
Ms. Yates, do you want to copy this email address or do you already have it?
I have it.
You
We have it.
Okay.
All right. So number 1 is being reset, Cameron Carter. Okay.
And then we drop down to Cortez. That's going to be amended to a reckless with the standard first recommendation. And there's no objection to it terminating upon completion of all the requirements. I just needed to get the totals on the fines so that I can get her to know how much her client's going to end up paying with the additional things. And she's going to enter a NOLO on that one.
So on there are 3, it looks like there's a reckless and then 2 traffic charges.
Correct.
And
Those
you're
stay the
saying-
same. There's going to be the reckless and then the other 2 stay the same. The fine is the same for all of it though.
Okay. So the fine for each of the traffic offenses is $175 apiece.
Okay. And then the amended charge.
The fine on the reckless is $895.
Okay. And then she's going to enter a NOLO. I did need the court's guidance though on this one because there is going to be probation in reference to reporting to probation and all that other stuff. Did you want me to have her for you to take the plea, or do you want me just to have them report on a certain date?
Let me go ahead and take the plea and we can place her on probation. They do know that 12 months probation is mandatory.
Yes, Judge, and I had no objection to it terminating upon completion of all of the requirements based on the amended charge.
Okay.
I believe it's mandatory if we went forward on the original charge, but if we amend it, then.
That's correct. Do we know, you know, if there were any aggravating circumstances regarding this?
No, they were not. And remember too, Judge, this is the case that Officer Green had, and we discussed that matter prior to letting everybody in.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so it's just a 12 months probation, the 40 hours of community service that must be done within the first 120 days. It's the risk reduction course that must be done within the first 120 days. is the drug and alcohol evaluation and any treatment, and it's the random alcohol and drug screens. And 12
Yes, there is a MAD impact panel that needs to be done.
All right. MAD impact panel, that was part of the negotiated plea. And was there anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. So let me go over these again. 12 months probation, 40 hours of community service, risk reduction, drug and alcohol evaluation, random alcohol and drug screens, and MAD impact panel.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. If all of those are the terms, you want to take this plea today?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, if we want to go ahead and get Counsel Giesling and Ms. Cortez.
Okay, I'll jump in there and tell her to come back here to take the plea real quick. I know she has a matter at 9:30 that she's starting the trial calendar.
She's back.
Oh, is she? Okay.
All right, Attorney Giesling.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's my understanding that you have negotiated this plea with the prosecutor.
Yes, we have.
Is your client, Alexandra Cortez, in the Zoom session as well?
She is.
All right, Ms. Cortez, it's my understanding that you're entering a no-low plea. The DUI charge has been reduced to reckless, and you're entering a no-low plea to the reckless charge as well as the 2 traffic offenses. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you're entering this plea with the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You also understand by entering the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial.
Yes, sir.
Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter this plea?
Yes, sir.
Counsel Giesling, is there a factual basis that supports all 3 charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you so stipulate?
I do.
All right. It's my understanding that these are the terms of a negotiated plea. Your client will be placed on probation for 12 months. I'm going to say 6 months of her probation will be mandatory. Attorney Giesling, that's something that I'm adding that's not part of the negotiated plea. You can let me know if you want to accept or reject that.
Ms. Cortez, do you understand if you enter this plea today, you would be starting probation today, and you would meet with probation whenever the judge says you have a deadline to meet with them. And then, but you're going to have a minimum of 6 months on probation, and then it can terminate after 6 months if you have everything completed and paid. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you still want to enter a plea today?
I'm not sure how I would like to move forward.
Okay, because we were talking about a plea in absentia potentially, but now we're in the plea right now. So you would be starting everything today, but you would have 6 months to complete everything. You would have longer if you needed it, but you would have at least 6 months of probation. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And this would make sure that the DUI is not on your record and there would be no license suspension. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you want to go forward?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Ms. Cortez, do you understand that while on probation, you must complete 40 hours of community service during the first 120 days? Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You also understand that you must complete a risk reduction course during the first 120 days. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you must undergo a drug and alcohol evaluation, and if treatment is recommended, you must partake of that treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You also understand that probation will perform random alcohol and drug screens. Do you understand? And that you are not to consume any alcohol and non-prescribed drugs. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You also understand that you must complete a MAD impact panel. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. You understand the DUI charge that has been reduced to reckless, that fine is $895. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And do you all understand that the 2 underlying traffic offenses, those fines are $175 apiece? Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that every month that you're on probation, you will have to pay a monthly probation fee. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You understand that as long as you comply with the terms and conditions of probation, you will not be brought back before the court. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that if you violate your probation, you can be brought back before the court and the court can revoke the balance of your time. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, is that your understanding of the negotiated plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then that will be the sentence for Ms. Cortez. Counsel, they will forward to you her plea form as well as her probation information to allow her time to set up to meet with probation. Now, is she a Georgia resident?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So she will set up a time to go meet with probation in order to engage herself on probation. You understand that, Ms. Cortez?
Yes, sir.
When does she have to stop by, Your Honor?
On today or tomorrow at the latest, she will receive her plea form and instructions to contact probation.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Ms. Attorney Giesling, have you typed your email address in the chat?
I have.
And Ms. Cortez, have you typed your email address and name in the chat?
Yes, I have.
All right, then you both will receive these documents through your email, and once you receive them, please respond, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you both very much, and you both can disengage from the call.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. All right.
Your
Mr.
Honor.
Parker, are there any other announcements?
I be dismissed, Your Honor.
Yes, you can. Thank you.
Have a nice one.
We're awaiting the prosecutor to let us know if we have any other matters before we go to red speed.
Mr. Carter, you have your hand raised?
Yeah, I got a question.
Go ahead, sir.
So I don't remember his name, but he specified something about my lawyer that said something about a pretrial. Is that correct?
Yeah, Mr. Carter's case, Attorney Steinhaus has already spoken to the prosecutor. From what I understand, and this case is being reset for them to do a plea in abstention. We can confirm that with the prosecutor when he comes back on the line.
Okay, so do you want me to stay on the call?
That is correct.
Okay.
And we need for you to turn your video on, sir. Thank you. We can go ahead and do we have Officer Yee? If not, we can go ahead and begin the trial of Angela Holloway because I understand we have the witness in the lobby.
Yes, Officer Yee is no longer here,
Okay.
but he did receive the subpoena. He called out and said he had an emergency.
All right, well, we can go ahead and have the trial of Angela Holloway because we have the witness and we have Ms. Holloway. What is the witness's name?
Gene Fears.
Gene Fears?
Yes.
All right. Everyone that's going to testify, Ms. Holloway and Mr. Fears, if you'll please raise your right hand. Both raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? If so, say I do.
I do.
All right. Mr. Fears, was this a car accident, sir?
Yes.
Okay, can you please tell me what happened? And then Ms. Holloway, you will have the right to ask him questions. And then next, I will hear from Ms. Holloway. Mr. Fears, please tell me what happened.
I was driving in my car, and then I am on the line turning right.
Were you within the city limits of the city of Forest Park?
It was a forest park, yes.
Okay, and this incident happened on June 16th of 2021?
Yeah, I don't remember the date.
Okay, that seems to be the date. Go ahead and tell me what happened, sir.
Yes, I was on the right line to turn right, and then so to my right side there is no another turn right. That's only one, and then so suddenly a lady passed to my right side, and then so she was hurry up, and then she hit my car to the right side.
Where was the damage to your car?
It was on the right side by the fender, by the tires and the door.
By the front tires or the back tires?
Front tires.
Okay, and you said you were turning right. Was she in the lane next to you?
No. She wasn't. She's supposed to stay behind me. That's only one right line turn, and then she passed me to the right because there is no way. There is no line to pass to my right. There is no double turn. There's only one turn. She passed under the restriction line and just pass on it, and then so hit my car.
Okay, let me repeat what I understand you to say. You were turning right, and you're saying she passed you on the right and hit your car.
Yes.
Okay, is that what you're saying happened?
Yes.
And the damage to your car is on the rear side panel. Is that correct?
The front side in the door. The front side.
Okay. So
you
were turning right. She passed you on the right, and the damage to your car is on the front side passenger.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No.
All right. Ms. Holloway, do you have any questions you'd like to ask Mr. Fears?
Yes, sir. I would
Go
like to
ahead and
ask
your
him,
question.
was he not, excuse me?
Go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, sir. He said that I was passing him on the right. Was he not sitting at a light? Okay, let me explain to you, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Holloway, let me get you to understand this. This is the phase that you ask questions. You will have a chance to tell me what happened later. You understand that?
Yes,
so
sir.
If you don't have any questions, just simply say, Judge, I don't have any questions.
Judge, I don't have any questions.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Fears, is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, sir.
All right, now, Ms. Holloway, you can tell me what happened.
Okay, sir. Where he's talking about, okay, on that particular street, there is a light and there is a right turning sign, a right turning. You can turn right, right? So at the particular time, he was sitting at the light. I had got over to make a right turn. He was sitting there. There's the cars. And I had got over to make a right. He actually hit my car because I actually was already in the right turning lane. I was about to hit the street. And all of a sudden, he made a right turn. I guess he didn't see my car. I don't know how you not see my car. He had a passenger in his car. So must have been talking because I was already in the lane to turn. I was in the turning lane. And he hit my car.
And where was the damage to your car?
My car is on my left side and the front wheel, the wheel side, right there on the front frame wheel in the front of the left side.
Let me ask you, the road that you all were traveling on, is it a 2-lane road going in the direction that you were traveling in?
I'm not understanding. Is it a 2-wheel? It's a.
Let me repeat my question.
Yes,
the road
sir.
that you both were traveling in, is it a 2-lane road going in that direction?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're saying he was in one lane, you were in the other lane, and he turned right from his lane, and you were turning right from your lane, and that's when the collision happened.
Yes, sir. I was already in the right lane.
I
He was at
understand.
black.
You both were turning right, though. Is that correct?
Okay, this is where he at. Yeah, see where he at, where they got the sign at? I'm in the only lane. He was on the next to the, wait a minute, where's that? Where's the computer? Okay, yeah, that where he at? I was turning to the right. He was already in that lane, that straight lane. I was turning already when he hit my car. I was already in that right side.
Let me ask you all something. Has this been submitted to the insurance carrier?
Yes, sir. Everything's been taken care of.
Everything
I had to pay
is
for my
taken
own
care
car.
of. All right. And both of you all are okay. All
Yes,
damage
sir.
to both cars have been taken care of. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. As far as I know, mine have.
All right, Mr. Fears, has the damage to your vehicle been taken care of, sir?
Yes, sir. Because the police give her a ticket, and then I call her insurance.
So
Yes.
the damage to your car has been satisfied and there was no bodily injury. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
There was bodily injury or there was no bodily injury?
No.
Okay. All right. So both of you all are just fine. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Ms. Holloway?
No, sir.
All right. Ms. Holloway, I do find you guilty of the violation, but I am not going to impose a fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have you typed your name and email address in the chat, Ms. Holloway?
Yes, sir.
All right. That will conclude this matter. You will receive your plea form and you will also receive the court disposition of finding you guilty, and there will be no imposition of a fine. Do you understand that?
Okay, sir. Would there be points on my record?
There will be points.
Well, how do I get it where I don't have any points? Because I don't feel like I did it. I don't feel why I was guilty when I was already in the lane, and I don't understand.
Okay, well, you have been found guilty. So what you do have the right to do, ma'am, is if you feel that my decision is in error, you do have the right to appeal this decision to the Clayton County Superior Court. You need to file this appeal within the statutory time, and the record of this case will go up, including this video, and a Superior Court judge will determine if my ruling is proper. Do you understand that?
Okay, do I go to Clayton County to do that?
You will need to do it through a process. So let me recommend that you speak with an attorney so that I'm not giving you any legal advice as to what you need to do. I will just tell you that it must be done within the next 30 days. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. I understand it. I will do that. Thank you.
All right, no problem. You both can disengage from the call.
We don't have her email.
Ms. Holloway, let me have you to please type or tell them your email address.
Okay, who I tell to her?
You can just say it.
Okay, it's Angela H 305@gmail.com.
I have it now. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Holloway, you will receive your disposition and plea form through your email. Thank you. And you and Mr.
And I take that to a lawyer, right? Okay, I take it to a lawyer. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. All right, you both can disengage from the call. Thank you. All right.
Your Honor, forgive me, but Mr. David Lopez showed up at 9 o'clock, but we'd already FTA'd him and the witness has been dismissed and Sculler's no longer here. But he's in the lobby.
All right. Let him know that he has a late fee of $50, and once he pays that, that will resolve this, okay?
Okay, will do. Thank you.
All right. Well, first, I tell you what, let's get his plea. Miss Green? Ms.
Yes,
Green.
sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The witness was present. We can go forward with the charge. Let's see what his plea is.
Okay. Mr. Lopez?
And Mr. Prosecutor, do you have any other announcements, sir?
Judge, I was jumping on to try to get a history emailed over to me.
Okay.
And also, I wanted to speak to Officer Hebron.
Mr. Lopez left, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll just leave the FTA.
do you need the history for?
Mr. Townsend, George Townsend, I believe.
Okay.
And is there any way that you can create a breakout room for me to talk to Officer Hebron?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and put you guys in room 2.
Okay, thank you.
All right, do we have any other announcements, Mr. Prosecutor, regarding any other cases regarding any of the attorneys? I think he has switched over. I think that pretty much concludes the municipal court calendar. We are waiting on an announcement from the prosecutor regarding a few matters. Ms. Yates, I don't know if you're ready to go ahead and let me know who's here on red speed, and we can start up with those matters.
We have Tiffany Johnson and Crystal B.
Those are the only two?
Yes, sir.
Tiffany Johnson and Crystal, that last name?
My last name is Brandford.
All right, that's Crystal Brandford?
Correct.
Okay. Ms. Yates, if you will please go ahead and call the matter regarding Tiffany Johnson first on her red speed case. And if we can screen share her paperwork. Ms. Johnson?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, how are you? If you'll please turn your video on.
Okay.
Down at the bottom of your device, there should be a video, and if you'll click on that, it should show.
Okay.
Your Honor, that's my information.
Right.
All right, we'll wait on them to pull up well, since we have Ms. Brandford's information up, why don't we deal with Ms. Brandford first?
No.
All right, Ms. Brandford.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me explain to you a little bit, and I want Ms. Johnson to hear this as well. These particular charges, if you've read through this information, is something that's done via a camera that shows and provides these photos to the court. Because it is not part of our traditional municipal court process, these are civil violations, and they're called our red speed calendar. And what happens is that the camera takes pictures at certain times of day during the school zone time. And if they believe that you have traveling at a speed in excess of the school zone speed, they provide pictures of the vehicle and the tag number. So they do not take a picture of the driver. So you are here because you are contesting this red speed. If the court finds you guilty, it is a civil violation and it does not show on your driving record. I believe this fine is $75, and then there's a process set out on here on how to satisfy this. Do you understand that, Ms. Bradford?
I do.
Okay, let me have you to please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so does this vehicle belong to you?
It does.
And were you operating this vehicle on that day?
I was not.
Okay, who was operating the vehicle?
My kid's father.
Your kid's father. I'm assuming he was operating it with your permission.
Yes, he was.
Okay. Is he on this call?
No, he's not. He travels.
Okay. So I think if he was driving it, well, first of all, the way this works is that the charge goes against the owner of the vehicle. You understand
Right.
that?
Correct.
So if you allowed someone to drive your car with their permission, there is some liability that could be imputed to you. Do you understand that?
Correct.
Okay.
Could I ask a question?
You can.
I saw on my notice because I work that's why I keep looking back because I work for the state of Georgia. And I did the affidavit that you all said because I was not the actual driver or operator at the time.
Yes.
So do I get an option to submit this or do I just have to accept this?
I'm going to allow you to testify to it under oath. So why don't you read that affidavit into the record of this court?
All right. So it says here, pursuant to Georgia Code 161070, a person to whom a lawful oath or affirmation has been administered commits the offense of perjury when in a judicial proceeding, she or he knowingly and willfully makes a false statement material to the issue or point in question. A person convicted of the offense or perjury shall be punished by the fine or not more than $1,000 or by imprisonment for not less than 1 nor more than 10 years or both.
Okay. And your statement is that you were not driving the car on that day that he was.
Correct.
Is that correct? Okay. And I appreciate your statement. We need to have him involved in this process. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Because he was driving the car with your permission.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yes.
It's a little different if he were driving it without your permission or if the car had been stolen or whatever took place, it was not done with your permission. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So have you spoken to him about this situation?
I did speak to him about the situation.
And
He
did
just
he
said
tell you
that
about this situation?
he didn't really see, he spoke briefly on it. And his response was, when I go to court, let him know what you all tell me.
Okay. What did he say about speeding in a school zone?
He said that it wasn't him when I showed it to him, because initially the letters were going to my old address where the vehicle was initially registered. The state of Georgia never updated my address and still does not have it updated. I'm assuming due to COVID, but I got the letter of final notice because they kept putting my old address for one, and then they never had an apartment number of the old address. So I only got the final notice. When I finally did get it, I looked through the dates and I checked with my job to see if I was working, and I was in due fact working overtime that day. So
Let
I
me ask
read the
you this, Ms.
information.
Branford, because you've said a lot of things. What address do you have on your driver's license?
My address is the home I used to own, 3626 River Hills Drive.
Okay, because normally they send this. And what address do you have on file through the tax records of the county?
The current address that it should be is 6042 North Lee Street, apartment 14D.
But that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you, the reason why I'm asking is this notice is sent out to the address that you have provided and that you have on file. So where is this 415 Sylvia Drive address?
That was my previous address. I have not lived there since July 31st, 2021. That's when my lease ended.
Okay. And where did they get that address from is what I'm asking you though. Did you have that address on your driver's license or did you have that address on your ad valorem tax record?
That was the initial address when I purchased the vehicle, because I purchased the vehicle July 25th. So I purchased the vehicle a few days before I moved. And I updated that information when I got my actual tag.
When you say you updated it, who did you update this with?
With the state of Georgia, I went down to the tag office and I also inquired a sticker that says "In God I Trust" from them.
Okay, so I think that's it, but it sounds like he's saying that he wasn't driving the car either.
He's trying to say that it wasn't his fault and that this is not true. He wasn't speeding.
Okay, so you can understand. Okay, we're gonna need to deal with both of y'all because you're saying you weren't driving it. It sounds like he's saying he wasn't driving it or that he didn't commit this.
Right,
But,
he didn't commit it.
okay. So why don't I reset this and you need to have him available for the call, okay?
Okay.
So we're gonna reset this. I'd like to have both of you all available so I can get to the bottom of this because it sounds like you're saying one thing and he may be saying something totally different.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to reset your matter and get both of you all on this, and they will give you a reset date. Do you understand that?
I do.
Do you have any questions you'd like to ask me?
No, if I have to pay the fine, he's going to pay it because I wasn't
Well,
driving.
I'm gonna leave that up. I'm gonna leave that up to you, but it sounds like you all are saying conflicting things, and I just think out of fairness to you and to him, I need to have both of you all at the same time under oath, and then I can make an intelligent decision.
That's fine.
Okay, they will give you a reset court date. If you're going to subpoena him to be here, because of course this car belongs to you, you will need to subpoena him to be on the hearing, but right now you seem to be on the hook. Do you think you will have any problems getting him to appear in court?
It could possibly, only because he travels he works with the Millwright Union and they travel from state to state for work.
Okay, so here's my question. They're gonna give you a reset court date. You are the person whose name is on this ticket. If when you come back, he is not with you, you understand this might not go the way you want. It sounds like you need to subpoena him to court. You're gonna need to come down here, get a subpoena and subpoena him for the next hearing.
Okay.
He can do it virtually. So it doesn't matter where he is geographically. He will just need to jump on a Zoom call.
Right. Well, he works at those mine plants, coal plants.
Okay, but he still
So
has.
they're not allowed.
Okay.
Yes,
well,
I was subpoenaing him to kind of help me because he works, he does coal plants, which are government plants. So they're not allowed to have devices. So that'll be up to him, but I'll do the subpoena.
Okay, I will leave that up to you.
So if he does not answer to the subpoena, what do I do? Oh, sorry.
Let me say this. I'm gonna deal with that when the next court date. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to get him involved. It sounds like he needs to be involved. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to do that.
Okay.
Okay, and I will deal with that when this comes back up. All right? Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, well, have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
I did.
All right, Ms. Yates, do we have her name and email address?
Yes, we do.
All right, then Ms. Branford, you can disengage and we will see you on your next court date.
All right, thank you. You all have a good day.
All right, take care. If I can please have Ms. Johnson, Ms. Tiffany Johnson, and her paperwork. All right, Ms. Johnson, you two have been charged with a red speed violation for a school zone. Were you operating the vehicle on this day, ma'am?
No, sir, I was not. My 20-year-old son was.
Is he with you?
No, he's at work right now, sir.
Okay. Let me have you to raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, this is a school zone violation, and the posted speed limit in a school zone is 25. I don't know why. I don't understand this ticket based on the date and time.
You see 25, I see 35.
No, I said, it says 35. I'm letting you know the school zone speed is 25. Yeah, I know what it says. I'm looking at that as well. I believe that this ticket is defective, ma'am, so I am going to dismiss it. Do you understand that?
Thank you, sir.
All right, so this ticket is being dismissed. You have no responsibility to it. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good. All right, thank you. You can disengage from the call.
Bye.
All right. Ms. Yates, do we have anyone else for red speed?
No, sir, we do not.
All right, let's jump back on our municipal court calendar now. I'm sure that Mr. Maria Rose has some announcements.
Oh, no.
I know that we have Jarvis Wright and his attorney of record. Do we have any other announcements?
Sometimes when people have had it for like 10 years or so, they need like, okay, that's what, you know, I just wanted to make sure you still have it. Yeah.
Attorney Neal,
Yes, Your Honor.
have you had a chance to pre-try this matter with the prosecutor?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is the announcement?
Your Honor, we will be entering a negotiated plea this morning.
Okay. What is the negotiated plea?
Judge,
Your Honor,
that's
it was, yes, go
for
ahead.
reckless driving.
All right.
And it's going to be a standard first, not unlike the other one that we spoke about.
Was there an underlying traffic offense, or was this at a road stop or something, or was this after the vehicle was stopped?
Actually, Judge, this was a kind of an interesting story. Mr. Wright was out celebrating. He was at a private location and was about to leave, and the vehicle was inadvertently placed in drive as opposed to reverse, ended up on public property, and that's where the stop was made. He was found outside of the vehicle, not in control of the vehicle at the time. It was a Union City officer who alerted Forest Park when they came up on the scene, and because of the factual basis of everything, this seemed like one of those cases that was ripe to be amended. After speaking to the officer, she let me know that Mr. Wright was cooperative, and although he may have been somewhat inebriated from the celebration, he did not give her a hard time, or there were no aggravating circumstances that would lead the city to want to pursue the DUI, and that's why we amended it to a reckless.
Okay. So all the other conditions are the same as far as the 40 hours of community service within 120 days, the risk reduction course, the drug and alcohol evaluation, the random drug screens, and the MAD impact panel?
Yes, sir.
All right, and the 12 months probation, 6 months mandatory?
Yes, sir.
All right, Attorney Mill, do you understand the terms of that negotiated plea?
Yes, Your Honor, we do understand the terms of the negotiation.
Is your client prepared to go forward with that plea?
Yes, Your Honor, we are prepared to go forward.
All right, and what is his plea to the reduced charge of reckless driving?
Your Honor, that's going to be a guilty plea to the reduced charge of reckless.
All right. Mr. Wright, do you understand that you're entering a guilty plea to the reckless driving charge, sir?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you're entering this plea with the assistance of Attorney Mills?
Yes, sir.
You understand that by entering the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And sir, do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the plea?
Yes, sir.
All right. By entering into the plea, sir, you do understand that you will be placed on probation for 12 months. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
While on probation, 6 months of your probation will be mandatory. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
While on probation, you also must complete 40 hours of community service within the first 120 days. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You also understand that you must complete a risk reduction course within the first 120 days. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You also understand that you must undergo a drug and alcohol evaluation, and if treatment is recommended, you must partake of that treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You also understand that probation will perform random alcohol and drug screens, and that you are not to consume any alcohol and you are not to consume any non-prescribed drugs. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You also understand that you must complete a MAD impact panel. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Counsel, is there a factual basis that supports this charge?
Yes, Your Honor, we would believe that there is a factual basis to support the plea.
And do you stipulate to those facts?
We do so stipulate.
All right. The court will accept the negotiated plea, reducing the charge to reckless driving. Mr. Wright will be placed on probation for 12 months. 6 months are mandatory. He is ordered to complete 40 hours of community service within the first 120 days. He's further ordered to complete a risk reduction course within the first 120 days. He's further ordered to undergo a drug and alcohol evaluation, and if treatment is recommended, he will partake of that treatment. He is further ordered to abstain from the consumption of alcohol and non-prescribed drugs while on probation, and he must complete a MAD impact panel. The total fine, sir, is $895. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, now you will be placed on probation. Please understand that if you violate the terms and conditions of your probation, the balance of your probation can be revoked. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Sir, do you have any questions you'd like to ask me regarding the negotiated plea?
No, sir.
All right, Attorney Mills, is that plea consistent with what your understanding is?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Prosecutor, is that consistent with your understanding, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, that will be the sentence of Mr. Carter in this matter. Sir, have you typed your name and email address in the chat? And if you haven't, Mr. Carter, if you will please type your name and email address in the chat.
I'm sorry, sir. Are you referring to me or somebody
Yes,
else?
Mr. Carter, Mr. Carter, if you please type your name and email address in the chat.
It's Mr. Wright, Judge.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I have it mixed up. I
Yes, sir.
apologize, sir. My
No, it's
dog
fine,
is
it's
about
fine.
to start barking.
It's fine. But I did offer my name and email address in the chat earlier. If I have to do it again, I will.
Ms. Yates, can we confirm that?
Can you please type it again, sir?
I will.
Okay.
I did.
We have it. Thank you.
Okay.
I apologize. My dog is barking at the FedEx person. All right. All right, Mr. Wright, that will be the sentence of your court through the negotiated plea, sir. You will receive your plea form and your probation information through your email. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Once you have received it, please respond accordingly. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Send back your plea form immediately and schedule a time to meet with probation on your matter. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Sir, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, then if not, Attorney Mills, you and Mr. Wright can disengage from the call, and thank you.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Have a wonderful day.
All right, you have the same. All right, Mr. Prosecutor, do we have anyone left?
Judge, no, let me just update the court on the other attorney matter that I resolved on the other end. This was on George Townsend. It was Jason McClendon was the attorney on that one. My calendar only shows one charge, and that's a violation of the traffic control device, but it looked like the officer charged him with no insurance also. Do you guys have that?
Yes, we have two. We have both of the charges on our docket.
Okay. I only have one on mine.
In any
That was the previous docket I pulled out. I did.
Okay.
So in any event, Mr. McClendon is going to do we're resetting him and giving him a new court date. They're doing a plea in absentia. We negotiated the expired license as opposed to the no insurance, the no insurance charge. The fines all remain the same, but they're going to enter a plea to expired license and the violation of traffic control device.
Okay, so we're going to reset this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, this matter is being reset.
Do you guys, Madam Clerk, do you need the email address for Mr. McClendon, or do you guys have that?
I can take it down. Oh,
I have the email address.
Okay. All right. So yeah, he's going to do a PIA before the next court date that we reset him for. And if you guys can just make sure that he knows what the fine amounts are going to be, because I didn't have them.
Okay.
On the no insurance, that fine is $695, and on the traffic offense, it is $175. And is he tendering a no-low plea?
Well, remember we amended the expired license. I'm sorry, the no insurance.
To expired license?
Expired license.
Okay.
And he's not eligible for a no-low because he used one for a no insurance some time back.
Okay. All right. Is there anyone else, Mr. Prosecutor?
That is it as far as I'm aware.
All right, Ms. Yates, you got to let us know, or have we done what we're supposed to do?
We had two people in the waiting room. They logged in late. I'm not really sure who they are.
Okay, they're in the waiting room, as in the lobby or in the queue?
In the queue, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. We can go ahead and knock them out.
Okay. In a minute.
Uh-oh.
Please identify yourself. What is your name? The person who is at 404 something, it looks like they click back out.
Ma'am,
Hey,
what is your-
Marcella.
All right.
Hey, Marcella, you're on mute.
Sí, dígame.
Okay, we're going to need Ms. Ida, so this one is going to have to be continued. There will be an FTA.
What's your name, ma'am?
Marcela.
Is she a witness or is she someone that's been charged with an offense?
She was FTA. Marcela Hernandez.
Sí.
What's your date of birth, ma'am?
Enero 16 del 76.
Okay, I think the witness was here for her.
Okay.
I thought the witness Francisco was here for her.
He was, Judge, and we released him based on her failure to appear.
Why don't we find out, can we find out what her plea is to this charge?
Señora, ¿cómo te va a declarar los cargos?
No culpable.
Not guilty, Judge.
All right. Let her know there will be an FTA fee of $50 for being late, and we will reset her court date.
Ya va a tener una multa que tiene que pagar $50 porque no estaba en la corte en tiempo. Y ya nosotros mandamos la información para la otra gente que no tenían que estar porque tú no estabas aquí en tiempo. Nos vamos a mandar una nueva fecha para regresar a la corte a terminar el caso, ¿ok?
¿Tengo que ir a pagar esos $50 o qué?
Esa multa lo va a pagar cuando terminamos con el caso. So no lo tiene que pagar hoy. Are we sending the new court date by email? By
Yes.
By mail. We
By mail.
send it by mail.
Okay. So vas a recibir una nueva cita para corte en su correo, no del correo electrónico, pero lo va a mandar a su dirección.
Está bien.
¿Ok? Ya puede retirar.
Gracias.
Ah, de nada. She understands, Judge. She'll look out for that new court date.
Thank you. All right, is there anyone else?
We have someone by the name of Marcus on the line.
Marcus, okay, do we have Marcus? Do we have a last name?
You're on mute, sir. Marcus, what is your last name?
Yeah, I don't
We
see a
can't hear
Marcus
him.
on my calendar. Okay.
Hello.
We can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
What is your name? And are you
Marcus
supposed to
Martin
be on the
Jr.
calendar this morning?
It's Marcus Martin Jr.
Marcus Martin Jr. And what you understand? Were you a witness or did you have a citation, sir?
I had a citation.
What were you charged with?
Let me look.
He's
Sir,
scheduled
you're
for arraignment at 1.
All right, we'll let him know he's supposed to be here at 1 o'clock. Yeah, man, it sounds like you're on our 1 o'clock calendar. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
We will see. You just need to re-engage at 1 o'clock. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. We will see you back at 1 o'clock then, okay?